Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Dango Cross, and welcome back. We're going to actually sit down and we're going to talk about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare today. This is going to be a live commentary, or what was going to be a live commentary. I sat down and I played this game, and it was the first time I ever played Terminal on the new beta release for Infinite Warfare. Now, I was going to sit down, do a live commentary, and I looked over after I had this gameplay played. This is my first time ever playing it, and I was just going to post it regardless, and I was going to offer you guys my opinion and just kind of what I thought about the game. General first impressions, especially since this is a fan favorite map from, Modern Warfare 2 being Terminal, and it's just something that I've always enjoyed and I've liked to play. And I wanted to sit down and just talk about my general thoughts. But when I finished the video and I finished the commentary, I looked over and there was no audio on it. So I checked over by my microphone, and what do you know? I did not have my microphone plugged in, so I just recorded static audio with nothing behind it and just the gameplay. So without letting this go, I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about the game, tell you how I feel, and just kind of go over the whole process. We have about 8 minutes of this entire gameplay to sit down and talk about it, and I think this will be, good practice to get back into doing the commentaries. I haven't sat down and done a commentary for quite a while because I just really haven't felt the motivation. I do videos every day, live streaming, and I get to sit down one-on-one with people every single day and talk to you and answer your questions during those streams, and I feel like that's a really good way to connect with people. But when it comes to this game, I wanted to sit down and just kind of take a minute, talk about it, vent, express my concerns for Call of Duty, or show, the things that I do like about it. And a lot of people have been asking me, what do I think about it? Well, first off, I don't necessarily enjoy this game. There's a lot of reasons for that, and we will dive into those at a later time. But my first impressions are, I don't like this game. There are things about it that I like. There are things about it that I don't like. And I think that's safe to say about anything. You're going to have a 50-50 opinion on some things. And in life, you're going to like a lot of things and you're not going to like a lot of things. But when it comes to futuristic titles, that is where I kind of get frustrated. I've been playing a futuristic game for the last 3-4 years now, probably since Ghost is when I would argue that. Even Black Ops 2 was a futuristic game. However, a lot of us did enjoy Black Ops 2, and it was fun. It was still somewhat believable, and I think that had a lot to do with boots on the ground movement, and it just made it to be more interesting, at least for me. Now, I'm not young anymore. I'm not 16 years old sitting down making COD 4 montages. And I feel like I've grown away from the series as they pushed into the futuristic aspect of the game. I will say that sniping is good in here, and we'll touch on that more later. But the main point that I wanted to kind of get across to you guys is the reason that I really don't enjoy this game. I feel that when you make a game in the future, it allows the developers to be very creative. However, a lot of those creative aspects don't transfer over to competitive gameplay or in-game very well. And Cross, what do you mean? What are you talking about right now? Well, the main thing is that when you have an idea like the Eraser specialist ability, or a couple other specialist abilities like the black hole cannon, where you can shoot a black hole out, or a grenade. I'm not quite 100% sure which one it is. I think you just shoot an RPG, and it's a black hole grenade. It sucks everything up in there. You get things like that. You go, man, isn't that really cool? It looks awesome. We get to have a black hole on the map. It'll be great. But when you implement it into a game, it causes some really weird situations. I think a really good one is that riot shield ability. Basically, you pull out the riot shield and you just run forward and you blow through people, and if you touch them, they die. There's a lot of weird situations where you'll be shooting at a guy and he pulls out that ability and then you can't kill him. Like, you just legitimately cannot kill him because there's like a loading time between when he pulls the shield out in front of him. He's just kind of almost immortal, and then he'll just clown you. Like, he just runs over you and flatlines you. Like, you can't do anything about it. So that's what I mean by futuristic games. You have all these ideas and you go, yeah, those are really cool, but when you try to put them into a competitive play style, or something that I envision Call of Duty as, you run into problems, and that's a big one for me. When we want to talk about sniping, however, sniping is good. They even put out a patch recently, which is what I'm playing on, and it slowed sniping down a little bit. As far as I'm aware, I believe that's what they've addressed, and what they've changed is the fire rates, or maybe even the ABS time. And I think it's good where it is. I thought it was better where it was before. Obviously, it's a little bit faster, giving us a little bit more balance in terms of keeping up with players who have that advanced movement. They can wall run, they can jump, they can dive, all sorts of stuff. It's very hard to track a player with a sniper rifle, let alone fight 3 or 4 people jumping through the air. It's just not good, and it's not easy. But as a sniper, we've always try to live up to the idea of a challenge. If you ask Hex, you ask any of these OG snipers back in the day on COD 2 even, they said they picked up the sniper rifle as a challenge because they wanted to outplay people with that weapon. And there's something like mystical about that weapon, something that just lures you in and draws you into it. That's the only gun I've used in multiplayer games for as long as I can remember. Back on, I wanted to say Nintendo 64, there was a game called GoldenEye, James Bond, and I played the shit out of that. There's a mission, one of the, I think it was faculty or facility, I can't quite remember, my memory is really fuzzy. Go ahead and, hang me for my lack of gaming knowledge. But I used to glitch the game so players would spawn in continuously and just snipe them over and over and over. So it's always been something I've always enjoyed, and I think that was something to do with movies and just how things were played. But when it comes down to this game, on a level of playability, I think you guys can definitely do well with sniping. I think you guys can progress. You can make some really cool montages if that's what you're interested in. You can make really cool gameplay. There's all sorts of things for you guys to create for content if you guys are interested. But this is the game that, I didn't really ask for. This is the game that I didn't really want. What I wanted was something based in reality, like Battlefield 1. It has that lure of something that's real, something that's solid, that's grounding. How Call of Duty 4 was with the wars going on in the Middle East. I could sit down and I could play with, the Barrett 50 cal. I could use a weapon that actually existed. The M408A3 sniper rifle, that was something that was real. Using the AK-47, using the M4, using the M16, all of these things were in real life, and it kind of connected you with, the idea of being an actual soldier, being in the military, kind of going through what it would potentially be like. When you're younger, you kind of pretend or whatever. And I think that's what drew me into the Call of Duty series. And as they went on with the futuristic idea, it kind of fell down. I just kind of lost interest because it became not as believable. The illusion of the game just kind of disappeared. And when you look at Battlefield 1 right now, I've been playing it a lot, and I enjoy it more because there's not a lot that they did in that game that's really unfair. You have tanks, you have planes, you have grenade launchers and rocket launchers, but they don't really kill you very often. Whereas this game, you walk around a corner and you get blown up by a huge cluster bomb, like a huge cluster grenade. And that's every single life almost is usually what takes me out a lot of the time. But those are the little things, I look at. When you have a game that's based back in World War I, World War II, modern warfare, it has a little bit more basis in reality where there's not a lot of things that developers can make that are really unfair. You're going to have these gunfights that all rely on the player being more skillful, and that's what draws me into those games. And that's what drew me into COD 4 was if I saw you first and I shot you first, more than likely you died. There were times, you obviously had some funny moments where you had a matchup with an M16 and it would melt you, but it's just how it is. And I know that the game has a hard time trying to promote to the younger audience, to wow them. I kind of call it I wanted to say it's it is the Michael Bay effect, with the Transformer movies. Add more explosions, it makes it more interesting. But at a point, you get to an area where you have too many explosions. And I think that's where Call of Duty is. They have too much hype. They have too much behind it, where they're always trying to one-up people and trying to do the biggest and better thing. And I think that's where people get in trouble, or where the series got in trouble. I'd love to see it go back and focus on something else, but here's a couple things that I'm going to leave you with. If you guys don't enjoy this game, Modern Warfare Remastered is around the corner. If you guys don't enjoy Call of Duty anymore, if you guys don't enjoy it, you don't have to play it. You have the choice on what you want to do and how you want to spend your time. Don't feel like you have to do this, and Call of Duty is the worst thing ever if you don't do that. However, I will say that it did lose some of my interest, but overall, this game is playable from a montage perspective, from a sniper perspective, and there is some enjoyment to be had. I know this video is a little overcritical and a little over negative, but overall, I think if you are a content creator, if you are a Call of Duty fan, and you want to step up to that challenge to make videos, to make entertaining content for your fans, for your channel, definitely do that. Push and grind through it. That's why we call it the grind anyway. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It's been a long time since I've done a commentary like this, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys did, feel free to drop a like on today's video if you want to see more videos and commentaries from me. Anyway, guys, this is Cross, and I will see you soon with another one. As always, take care.